Okay, it says we are live. So, hello, welcome. Um, hopefully you have had, hopefully, oopsie doopsie. Hopefully you have had a good week thus far. Um, I'm sorry that I missed Wednesdays. I uh, was at the dentist during our normal streaming time. Got my permanent crowns in, so no more um, like having to avoid even the slightest bit of crunch or chew. So that's been nice. I also went ahead and did my July bullet journal spread. Um, so yeah, the dentist was good. So I had like the like cleaning, which I have not had in several years, and then they put the crowns on. Um, so I'd had some irritation on the first like crown that they did, but essentially, like I asked the doctor to like check and see if there was an infection. So he did an additional X-ray and did not see any infection there. Asked me a couple questions about like how was I sleeping at night, how was my pain levels, was I more congested than normal, that kind of stuff. So my answers led him to believe, and the X-rays led him to believe there is not an infection. But he did say that sometimes the temporary cement that they use can be an irritant. And because it's supposed to be temporary, the seal is not as good, which means sometimes you can get food in there. And so that you can't really clean out. So he did say that my gums were a little irritated. And so he asked me, like, because it was so sensitive, if because normally apparently they don't numb you for like popping the temporary off and putting the permanent on. He asked me if I wanted to be numb, and I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I think I would be, which I was very much appreciative of, because they did not numb the other side. And like when they blew the air on it to dry it before they like stick the cap on, I was like, oh, that kind of hurt. Like, so I was very happy to have the other side, which was more like painful, numbed, and I didn't have to deal with it. Okay, let me put the pull options on the screen. So these were books that caught my eye. And these were all sort of, I noticed like after the fact, these are all illustrated, don't necessarily have a person on the cover. So it's either just design and text or sort of like images and text. So which of these books catches your eye? Like, which of these would you turn over to read the back of is the poll, I guess, in terms of like, what would you gravitate towards first? So I'm just kind of curious. But yeah. So Kara says, sadly won't be able to come play today. You are your son's ride to the doctor's appointment. You did vote in the poll. You voted for the spell shop. Nice. Nice. So hopefully your son's doctor's appointment goes well, and we will catch you next week. CB says, hello, welcome. This is where Becca was asking how the dentist go. So thank you for asking. And also hello. CB says, it is hot here. It has been very muggy here. It's currently 84 degrees in Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Celsius-wise. Worst dental thing you ever had done was a root canal. Thankfully, I have not had to do a root canal. Knock on wood. Maybe I never will. That'd be nice. But yeah. So that would be very lovely. So those are the options for the covers, like which book cover catches your eye first. And then I did go ahead, and I mentioned I went ahead and did my July setup, which I used some of the new stickers I'd gotten, which like I'm at the point where I have not done an unhaul video of them, but I'm like ready to use them and put them away and organize them and all that kind of stuff. So whatever, it's fine. So I had a sort of like beach and or water splash party with animals, and then I had a picnic with animals, as well as some like little lily pond situations. So like super cute picnicky, and then super cute water splash time. And then I had more picnic, and so it's like I decided that the blue and yellow would go with it as well. These stickers were just so stinking cute. And I have one more set of the cute animals that are reading. This one was the only one that was reading from this pack. Little hedgehog there. But they're so cute. They're adorable. Like, look at this one's just having a grand old time, just floating in the water. And then the little ducky over here. It's just, they're so cute. So I have a little bit of extra space, like in the bottom, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that extra space yet. But for the most part, they're all very similar layout. Just like either the splash pad or splashing or the picnic next to the little ponds, and then up at the top corners. They're just so cute. I'm just very, and then I ran out of some of the stickers, so I had a washi sticker set that was also sort of like pond, frog, and fish related, so I just stuck one of those up in the corner. I think it goes pretty well. And also just like, okay, where's the, no, other side. There we go. Look at the little gerbil hamster. Like, how cute is he? Or she? How cute. Very adorable. I was super, super stoked to use them. And then like the little raccoons. So stinking cute. So like every time I looked at them, I was like, they're so cute. I just want to squeeze them. Anyway, so I had to use them, and it felt like they were very summer coated. So I went ahead and used them for next month. So I'm excited about those. Yeah. So that was what and then this morning took my parents to get B12 shots. So doctor's appointment, grocery shopping. I also, so Bestie had Juneteenth off, so we met at the bookstore and like just chatted for like 3 or 4 hours. So that was very fun, very nice, to have a chance just to like chill for a couple hours with Bestie. It was nice. It's very nice. Currently 81 there. Okay, yeah. Almost as hot as when you were in Houston last month. Yeah, it's just like summer is here. And thankfully we've not had a 90-degree day yet, but I know it's coming. So Megan is here. Hello. Welcome. Megan just hit 100 subscribers on Substack. Yay! And so you're writing your thank you post today, or at least attempting to write something. It's adorbs. Yeah, I was so pleased. There is one critter in the reading pack that I think is meant to be a hippo, but it doesn't look super like a hippo. So I'm like, I don't know. It's about 26 or 27 Celsius. Okay. Good to know. Megan says, I wish I could commit to putting stickers on things. I have an entire book of stickers because I can't bear to put one in the quote unquote wrong place. Yeah, which is, I'm at the point where though that I just want to decorate it and make it fun. And so I'm committed to using some of them. I must use them. I bought them for a reason. I did think about using this water tape with just the splash I keep wanting to call it the splash pad animals. It's not quite right, but the floaty summertime animals. But then that wouldn't leave me very many stickers to decorate with. So I wanted to combine the picnic and the splashing. So I was like, all right, we're gonna do the pond then. So, but yeah, I know the fear of the wrong place. Yeah. And I actually started on the wrong page, and I was like, no, I thought this was supposed to be my cover. I made do. But I have learned that some of the stickers, if you like put them down gently with a tweezer first, and if you don't like it, you can kind of peel it up a little bit better. Doesn't work 100% of the time, but yay for summer. Megan says hippos are hard to draw. Yeah, they are. I would agree with that. Frogs, hello, frogs. Your critter, your frog is adorable. Look at that little mushroom hat. So cute. So cute. Kate the Dimension Explorer. Hello, welcome. I wanted to put an AL on Dimension, but that's just me. If they were easier to draw, you'd have a couple of paintings on your wall already. Yeah. Ooh, okay, there's an idea. So I don't know if anybody has, I don't know if it's possible, but there is a lady that does really cute stained glass. And I'm like, it just like popped in my brain of like, ooh, I wonder if you could have a hippo stained glass. Anyway, just like random thoughts. But a hippo stained glass would be really, really adorable. Megan says, I just bought some acrylic medium. I can't wait to do some painting. That would be really fun. I'm trying to think if Richard Scarry has a hippo. I think Richard Scarry does have. Richard Scarry with 2 R's, hippo. Yes. They're kind of stylized. And maybe not colors that I would pick anymore. But like definitely hippo coated. But yeah, anyway, sorry, that was just like one that popped into my brain. Frog says, oh, thank you. Horses are not, yeah, this is also true. And I think this is also complicated by the fact that the different breeds of horses have different shaped faces. Like a Clydesdale face is very different to me from like an Arabian. They don't look like they're quite the same. I'm like, they're generally the same kind of shape. But yeah, so when you think of a horse, the type of horse that you think of may be different from somebody else's. But yeah, I've seen a ton of badly illustrated horses. Yeah. You can always tell who's a good artist by how good their horses are. Yeah. Also, when I was in the bookstore, we ran across some like postcards for birds, and then we were looking at the display and realized that they were Amy Tan from the Joy Luck Club. They were her illustrations. She wrote a whole book about the backyard birds or bird observations or something, and she drew them. She illustrated, and I was like, oh gosh, multi-talented lady over here. She's fantastic drawings of the birds. Cats aren't easy to draw. I think drawing in general, drawing something that looks realistic, or drawing something that you can tell what it's meant to be, even if it's not necessarily like 100% realistic. There's a tattoo artist that has these crows that are just so stinking cute. And I'm like, they don't look anything like anything realistic. I'll have to see if I can find it, but they're just so stinking cute, and they're very, very stylized. Um, which it's like once you find an artist that knows how to stylize, and they've truly found their style, there's something just extra special about that. CB says, "Be right back. Gonna get my dinner from the air fryer. Excellent. What's for dinner?" Because Clydesdales are broad. That's one way of putting it. Frog says, "I can't draw anything. Hold hard or not. Writing, dancing, and music are your strong suits." Nice. Yeah, I would agree with Megan in this. Drawing/painting is a skill. First thing is learning how to see the shapes in anything, and that's very hard. Yeah. And I would also say that color theory is a lot more scientific than people want to think. And so oftentimes when artists start talking about colors and how to mix things, some people are just like, well, but the original, like the elementary school, like colors, how, and then teaching people about underglazing. And you're like, but why are you painting the whole thing orange? And we're like, well, because it makes it pop. And then like, if you want a white flower, you're painting it blue. And it's like, why? Well, because the other colors will make it look white when you're done. It's like, oh, science somehow has entered my art. And it's like, I don't like it. I'm not comfortable, right? So yeah. And then also learning where light comes from and how light balances and shadows and all that. Like it's way more technical than you think and it's just like, when you're learning anything, it's you learn the basics, and then you learn the exceptions to the basics, and you learn why the basics are like kind of true, but like not always. And you're just like, oh gosh. But yeah, you say that as a former art major, that it's very skill based. Yes. Ooh, CB's having mozzarella sticks. Nice. Yeah, art is a science more than an art. Yeah. Yeah, if you're really intent on getting into it, that is very true. Frog says, "I'm going to start writing as I'm close to done in my current chapter, but we'll keep listening." Okay, we'll hurry up and join you. CB says, "Good Lord, I attempted to draw the Washington Monument on the cover of your notebook, and it looks like it's going to fall over." Very cute. But yeah, drawing geometric shapes and all that. Yeah. And I cannot draw either a straight line or a perfect curved line to save my life. Cannot do it. I can get an approximation, but it will never be. It won't be real good. Kate says, "I sketch. Working on finding your own style and planning to write a graphic novel one day." Ooh, very nice. All right. We have the frog today. It's number 28. And frog is clear out the clutter. So here we have our frog with the pearl of some kind that maybe a princess has dropped. Maybe not. Maybe the frog just doesn't want that pearl in the pond. You never know. Frog knows that while all the other frogs are croaking away, this is a time for you to simplify and declutter your life so that you can feel content on your own lily pad. Even when life is not creating a total cacophony, we can become drawn to the excitement of lots of noise. Then the next thing we know, our schedules and our homes are cluttered with commitments that we regret making and objects that are taking up valuable space. Even relationships need decluttering as they often become messy. The frog appears to tell you to clean house, prioritize what you need, and get rid of or give away the rest, so that you can have some space in your day and in your head. You don't need the old stuff. You don't need the old stuff or its stories shouting at you about the past. Along with the physical clutter, friendships are sometimes kept long past their expiration date, weighing you down with unnecessary baggage. Now is a time to let go. Whatever you need will appear when you need it. So release your grasp on all that clutter that is making you feel anxious and burdened. The frog wants you to reclaim your space, unencumbered by the shoulds, oughts, and could have beens. Let go and jump. You are free from all of that old stuff. So there you go. This is great. And I'm going to actually save this and like give it to Mom when she gets back from shopping. Because we have restarted our declutter journey with Mom. Because we need to. So in the meantime, I've also been buying more books. So I need to get rid of some of mine. Oh, we have lots of doggos today because I was out on... It's cute. I was out on Wednesday. So we have Tuesday through today. So we have bonus dogs today. Okay. Dog number 1 for Tuesday. His name is Hank. He's been a camp counselor since before you could walk. Knows every camp song in history and how to toast the best marshmallow this side of the Mississippi. Has more icebreakers than you can even imagine. Please tell Hank your favorite food and a fun fact about yourself. So here is Hank, camp dog. He looks very relaxed there. I'm not going to lie. Looks very, very relaxed. Next for Wednesday, we have... Oops, I'm out of focus. Oh, well, it's fine. Next for Wednesday, we have Maya May. She is all tuckered out of having... after a long day of having these ears. So here's Maya May. And her big old floppy ears. So cute. So cute. Then Thursday's dogs, we have 3 of them. We have Finn, Floyd, and Frankie. Finn wanted to know if his breath smelled bad. Floyd can confirm it absolutely does. And Frankie is just trying to hold this family photo together. So we have... We have Finn with the stinky breath, Floyd with the reaction to the breath, and then we have Frankie who is just posing. Just posing. And then today we have Mochi. He lives by a single governing motto: sun's out, tongue's out. So here is Mochi. And Mochi looks very, very fluffy and soft. So cute. Okay. So we have all of our dogs for the day. And we're going to try and refocus this a little bit. I think I just moved my hand and interrupted the focus. Okay. So again, for those of you who have just popped in, I'm going to show real quick the covers for the poll. We have, this is, again, which of these books would you grab to turn over and read the back of the book? For Whom the Bell Tolls, The Spell Shop, Sorcery and Small Magics, or Assistant to the Villain. Which of these covers would you pick up and look at first? So that's that. Then we're going to start with the hedgehog. Present, share screen, hedgehog, make big. Banner. All right. So 1, open your document or save it if you've already been working. 2 is make sure you have something to hydrate with and go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. Hello, Kate M, and hello, Stacy. Number 4 is make sure that if you need a break, remember to take a break. So here we go, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How we doing? Um, Move this just a wee bit. How'd we do? I got 966 words, which is a great start. Fantastic. I think because I was already thinking about that particular scene. So yeah. Okay. I mentioned that I wanted to do a forest app. So I'm going to create a room for that. If you don't have the forest app, you don't have to get it. This is just like if you already have it. Because it is a couple dollars on the App Store, but forest app. So I'm going to do the, I think it's the jacaranda tree. And it's 3JA54X5SG. 3JA54X5SG. Okay. So that's the code to join in case you want to have a purple and green jacaranda tree, which is very cute. It's one of their newer trees, I think. I was like, wait, we're already done? That went by so fast. Yeah, sometimes if you're like in the zone, it really does go by like flying, which is great because other times it's just like every time you look over, it's like 30 seconds have passed and you're like, I've been trying to get these words out what feels like forever. So I will definitely take the clock flying over sort of like feeling like pulling teeth. Kate says, I just finished up my blog. I'll share it with you. Excellent. Please do. Also, you've been going over emails. You're down to 350 now. I don't actually know how many I have at the moment. It says 169, but I haven't checked today. So let's see if I have a new. I do. Yep. Okay. Oh, it says I have a royalty payment from KDP, which means that somebody bought one of my tarot books. Yay. I will look at that later though. Not right now. Now I have 172. Most of which are just like newsletters and spam and like coupons from like, don't you want to come spend money at Archer and Olive or Notebook Therapy or Journal Say? So, you know. Oh, Stacy says, for those of you who are following the Karen Reed trial through Stacy, she has now been convicted of the most expensive DUI ever. Yeah, because she's got to pay for all those lawyer fees for twice now, right? Which is crazy. So yeah, but also just in general. Frogs says, I got 577. Yay. It's great. There's some days that I struggle to get like 100. So yes, 577 is fantastic. Honestly, incredible for you and really pleased with that progress. Yay. Excellent. Stacy got caught up with some things since you were not home. Excellent. Also, Frogs also finished and published a new chapter. Nice. Okay, so when you say you published a new chapter, are you publishing on your blog? Are you publishing on like Kindle Vella or some sort of service like that? Where could people find your chapters? I guess is what I'm. AO3, fan fiction. Where are you publishing? Stacey said, oh, this was, yeah. Not what you meant. Oh, yeah, okay. The Commonwealth spent over $400,000 putting on trial. Gotcha. I see. Okay. In that way, most expensive. Gotcha. CB got 1,028 words. Fantastic, CB. Nice. Frog says, I post on Wattpad as The Writer Frog. Nice. Excellent. CB is redrafting Stark for president. Gotcha. Okay, we're going to swap to the second sprint, which is the self-promo. So make sure that you are subscribed to everybody and that you are following and commenting and liking and all that good stuff to the channels that you visit often. Also, make sure that you check out The Writer Frog on Wattpad. CB, are you still Pepperoni Fan on AO3? Yeah. Okay. And let me pull up the author. I had a feeling. I was like, I think your name has changed, so I couldn't remember. So yes. So Team Stark 2905 on AO3. Kate has imagineandwrit.blogspot.com for the blog. And present, share screen. Focus. All right, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I reached what I thought was the end of a scene, and then I was like, wait a second, there was more to this scene that I was supposed to do. So I'm back and look at my notes, and yes, sure enough, there was like another half scene plot idea that I needed to add in there. So I did that. Did that. I don't actually know where I am. Okay, so what did we have last time? We had 966 last time. I think that's right. Okay, so it says I got 1,233, which is a lot. 1,233. Fantastic. I don't normally get that much. Sometimes I do, but not always. Okay, so also, yeah, I have a character who's a secretary, and in this particular scene, and I, for the life of me, cannot apparently write secretary without having a typo. So it's just one of those days where I'm like, I'm grateful for autocorrect today because dang it. Anyway, I also did finally remember to plant the tree. So I have I have a tree, which is great. If you need a particular tree or plant in the Forest app, let me know, and I will hopefully see if I have it and I can plant it. Otherwise, we'll just do the jacaranda again. So second forest room is going to be 3RF3YH4SG. 3RF3 YH4SG. And I can change the tree if need be. Okay. Frogs understood. Have the same typo issue with the word muscular, but Frogs is headed off. Got a few more words in. This is where I said goodbye. CB got 617 words. Nice. A nice chunk of words. CB says, after the stream, you're going for a tepid bath. Yeah, because when you're so hot, you want something that's not necessarily hot for a shower or cleanup. Was Jaws really 50 years ago? Wow. Wow. Yeah. It's a long time. Here's the forest room code. CB says the word I often trip over is cesarean, like a C-section. Yeah. Which is probably why most people just call it a C-section rather than cesarean. Stacy says, I only got 105 words, but hey, you got 105 words, which is great. You kept getting so distracted. You're hoping for more next time. Yes. Agreed. I hope you get more this time. Okay, let's do another sprinty sprint. Let's see. Do we want a silent one this time? Let's do the silent 25-minute otter, shall we? Present, share screen, silent otter. Got something in my... Okay. What do I need to do? I need to change the banner. Stacy says, I cannot type spaghetti properly. Yep. See, waves the word, handed the word. Yeah. But I knew what you meant. So there are some typos that I make where I'm like, I have no idea, like, what exactly I was trying to spell. If I leave it alone for long enough, I'm like, I have no idea. Zero clue. But spaghetti, I can decipher that one. All right, let's go ahead and do this. So 1, save your document. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with, and cheers. Straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back to that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And make sure if you need a break, take a break. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the end of that sprint. I feel like I did another good sprint. But I don't remember what my total was last time. So, okay. Okay. It says I made just shy of 1,000 that time, which is great. I will take any and all. Save. I'm going to save my document. So, how'd you do? Hopefully it was good. Hopefully it was entertaining and all that. Productive, entertaining, good. Don't forget to vote in the poll for which cover between these four would you pick up and read the blurb first. So, like, which of these would you flip over and read more about? For Whom the Bell Tolls, The Spell Shop, Sorcery and Small Magics, or Assistant to the Villain? Which would you pick up first? R.A. Morley, hello, loves. Hope we're having an excellent day. My day has been good thus far, which is great. So, I have managed to get words. I have managed to do a necessary errand. And yeah, so all good. All good. Kat, hello. Welcome. How are you? How are you? You posted a video today, didn't you? Notifications. Yes, stories from your life. So I need to make sure I go watch that because I saw the notification. I was like, oh no, because I didn't have time before the stream to watch it. So I need to make sure to go say hello. Stacy still was distracted, got 115 that time. At least it was more. Yes, what'd you get last time? 107, 105. So yeah, 10 more words, which is great. CB got 2,172 words in total for the stream. Very nice. Okay, this is it auto posts the podcast episodes. Gotcha. Okay, that's what it was. Okay. Well, I still should go say hello in the comments, right? It's only fair. All right. So let's check this out. Our poll today, Stacey says, when I picked a cover, it would be whichever one your eyes fell on first. Even if they're all on the same table, you go with the first one and then move on. Okay, yes, which is true. So we have a tie. Interesting. We have a tie between The Spell Shop and Assistant to the Villain. So these two are the first to catch our eye, and then Sorcery and Small Magics, and then last would be For Whom the Bell Tolls. So, in case you want a closer look at them, this is the Every Home Needs a Little Magic Spell Shop. And then this is the Assistant to the Villain with like all poisons and knives and a little frog that has a sign that says help. Some axes and halberds, stuff like that. Little raven over here. Here's the Small Magics. Got some black hounds at the bottom. Little moth flowers. 2 silhouettes. And then JC Lynn's is flowers and decorative bits. So there you go. That's woo. That's that. CB says I chose Assistant to the Villain. Nice. Kat says, although I'm going to try a new-ish format, having videos with slides as a visual. So when it's on YouTube, it has a visual elements. Gotcha. Yeah. Stace says, ironically, I picked the first one on the poll, which is For Whom the Bell Tolls. But now, based on the title, you would pick Spell Shop. Okay. So I went with this as sort of like just which one catches your eye, because I was interested kind of in like is there a strong front runner among just like this kind of cover? Mondays is going to be more of like, which illustration style do you prefer? So these are all illustrated covers. So, and you can take a look at these later, but we have, we have A Forgery of Fate, which is a very detailed portrait. This one is a little bit more stylized, Voice of the Ocean. Also, if you ever watched the Sims 100 Baby Challenge, this is that lady. And then The Bridge Kingdom. This is very sort of like Art Deco or Nouveau? Art Nouveau, I think. Sorry, brain just had a blip. And then Ali Hazelwood's, which is very more comic, almost more comic illustration. So like because illustrated covers are hot right now. They are kind of like the thing. But I'm interested sort of to know what style of illustration people prefer. So I tried to get like a couple of a range of styles. But that's for Mondays. So RA says, stepped away to change over the laundry as the day goes well, trying to stay inside and out of the heat. Yep. Getting the house chores done. Kickstarter inching to the funding goal and plans for the weekend. Nice. Yeah. I am very much a night owl. So summertime is always a little bit harder for me because I know that I have to get up early in the morning if I want to get to anything outside when it's still relatively cool. So I have to like conquer my natural sleeping patterns, if you will. You like all the styles that are leaving the minimalist trend, gives you a piece of art to look at and admire. That's a nice way to look at it. Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm glad that I got over 2,000 words, and it's a great way to start the weekend out. Nikki says, I need help. Oh no. You're in writer's block. Okay, well, we just finished, but let me pop the the AuthorTube spreadsheet in here and see who all is doing. Let's change this and present share screen. This one. Okay, so today is the 20th. Oh, by the way, happy solstice. I don't think I forgot I don't think I remembered to tell you that. Okay, so Jody Jean Daniels is on. So let me copy this one. Jody. So she's sprinting. Storyteller Hearth is in about 15 minutes. It's the opening chat for this weekend's relay. So, Nikki, if you want to work all weekend on writing, the Storytellers Hearth has a weekend like relay. Just like one channel after another is going to be Story Hearth opening relay stream. And generally they're really good about putting the playlist for the relay in the description of the opening chat. But you can see, maybe you can't. Okay, you can't read it. So how do I get this? Make it super big. Can you read it now? Sort of, kind of. Okay. So you can see that Storyteller's Hearth here, opening chat, and then you have, again, Storyteller Hearth. There's going to be more, I'm sure, as they get added. Story relay number 2, relay number 3. You've also got Sprintaculars, and you've got some of our regulars also. So just check the tabs as Rachel is awesome and updates for any additional streams. But then you can just change the tab and see what's going on tomorrow. And you have plenty of things to choose from tomorrow. Also, don't forget that if you are in a different time zone, that this little over here on the right side of the spreadsheet is the time zone converter sort of like quickie thing. And then on the very first tab, there's also a time zone converter website right here next to the tiny URL. Leslie says, I don't think Jody's streaming today. Is she not? I thought it was a pop-up. Let's check. Let's check. Subscriptions. Am I still sharing? Yes. Okay. PBS, Bob Ross. Melissa is streaming right now. If you want to do a sunrise to sunrise. Oh, sunrise to sunset. Nice for the solstice. That'll be fun. Okay, I don't see Jody's on right now, but let's go back to this. 20. Jody says pop up. Let's follow the link. Video unavailable. Okay, so she might have canceled it. Okay, gotcha. In that case, 3:30 is when the Storyteller's Hearth pops up, and we'll start you off on a weekend marathon. So that'll be lovely. It's okay, all right. It's okay. It's the Dawdling Writer Channel. You can come on in whenever you want and just get a little bit more done. Okay, so thank you, Leslie, for making us double check. And so, yeah. So, again, thank you very much. Don't forget to save. Don't forget to hydrate, especially as the weather in the northern hemisphere gets warmer and make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're still hydrating if you're in southern hemisphere, but generally if it's colder, you should have a warm mug of tea at all times. So it's not quite the same, it feels like. Anyway, so all right. Thank you again. I will see y'all soon, and hopefully I will see y'all in the chats this weekend with the Storyteller Hearth or Story Hearth marathon. All right. Goodbye.